Good afternoon. Today is Friday, the 6th of June, 2025, and the time now is 18 minutes past 12 p.m. in the afternoon. My name is Roughneck, or Bellingham, or Egan, or Marsh, and I'm a boxer, prize fighter, pugilist. Something pops when you lift heavy weights. I had a lot of that kind of talk about maybe 3 years ago, 2022. I was working in central London. I ain't gonna identify the place, but I was working in central London, and these men there in this gym, they were saying, "Oh, something pops when you lift heavy weights." Now they could have been joking or just pulling my leg because when I was growing up, I'm 55 now, but when I was a boy, I used to watch. When I was a boy, I used to watch TV and weightlifting, and the men. You think of men like Jeff Capes, and I used to watch a lot of different programs, World's Strongest Man, and also world weightlifting at the Olympic events. I used to watch that. Not all of it, but I used to touch in and watch different parts of it. And they're lifting heavy fucking weights. So my weights I've got here, my little shit weights is nothing in comparison. I'm only lifting 70 kg, 77 kg. That's not much. From what I can see, now I'm not an expert in this. I'm not an expert, although I know a bit, but I only know about 10%. But I'm not an expert. I don't know 100% of the sport, but they're lifting some heavy fucking weight. They're like really heavy weight. So I'm saying to Jehovah God, now I have to bring God into it. I say, Jehovah God, if something pops when you lift these heavy weights, how can therefore can these men in the Olympics or whatever competition they're competing in lift such heavy weight? Obviously, they've got a certain stock, a certain build, a certain constitution, they've got a certain knowledge. They've been trained a certain way, they've developed a certain way. I understand that. Not just they ain't doing it overnight. They've done it over a course of many, many years, like decades, or a decade or two, to get to that Olympic competitive level, lifting heavy weights. It's not something. It's not an easy thing. No, it looks. They make it look easy. That men make lift heavy weight. Men make lifting heavy weights look easy, but it's not. It's a real strenuous physical sport. It's a hard sport. One of the hardest sports known to man is lifting heavy weights. It's one of the hardest sports because if you ain't got the right diet, the right build, the right constitution, the right fitness, the right strength, the right mental agility, all of that combined, you ain't gonna lift that weight. You ain't gonna be doing it. If you ain't got the right diet, the right energy, stamina, determination, physical strength, mental strength, all of that combined. So you ain't gonna be really successful at that sport. It's a difficult thing. So when they say something pops, I think they just put in my leg. Now, maybe they won't pull in my leg because I am confused by this. That's why I brought God into it, Jehovah God into it, because maybe there's been people who have suffered injury in lifting heavy weights. I get that, you know. But I've been training now, boxing training for over 40 years now. That's neither here nor there. But I am a very methodical, grounded person. I ain't a fool. I don't just rush straight in. I do think about what I'm doing. I'm trying to plan it in my mind. So like I said, I've got 70 kg. I'm not going to start lifting um, 250, 300 kg straight away. No, I wouldn't do that. Even though if I could lift it, if I thought I could lift it, I still wouldn't do it. Even if I thought I could lift it, I would work up to it. I would build up to it. I would build up to it, yeah. So I'll go 100, 120, 140, 160, then 200, then 220, then 230, then build up to that 250, yeah. So I just think anything in life, this is the way God has created the world. Anything in life, you have to plan, study, and respect the sport or the art form or whatever it is. You can't just treat it like it's a vagabond thing.